The Mid-Mo Sports Show with Justin Renaud on ESPN 107.3.
But in the meantime, I've got all kinds of fun filler. Starting off with, because I know you missed it last week.
Wouldn't it be nice to be a hero?
Am I a hero? I really can't say, but yes.
You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
I believe there's a hero in all of us.
He never thought of himself as a superhero. He didn't. He just thought of himself as a guy that had stuff to do.
I just watched The Dark Knight this past weekend. I mean, that clip inspires me to be a better person. Yeah. You either die a hero or you live long enough to become a villain. Poor Harvey Two-Face. Didn't work out too well for him. By the way, speaking of which, did you know Heath Ledger had a journal during that movie? Like, he wrote in the journal. He, locked himself in a room for a month or something trying to become the character of the Joker. And so someone made a documentary about his journal, detailing what all he wrote about to try to get into the mind of someone, who unfortunately basically killed himself after that. So, yeah. Wild and crazy stuff. And this is how my brain works. It is filled with incredibly useless knowledge. Are you ready for useless knowledge? I'm totally subverting my hero, but we're going to get back to it. I learned today, there's a great podcast I listen to, which, by the way, you can catch the Mid-Mo Sports Show, which is podcasted on iTunes. Subscribe now. Even if you miss us or you miss part of the show, you can go back and catch it. iTunes. Just search by Mid-Mo Sports Show. You'll find us. My man Ian does a great job putting those up. But I listen to the podcast Radio Lab. It's made by NPR. Fantastic podcast. All kinds of random, interesting stories. If you've not listened to it, my friend, you need to. But they were doing a show about different kinds of buttons, which is totally random. But on this specific show, one of the stories they told, it was a short story. So they found an elevator museum in New York City. There's one guy that has an elevator museum. Apparently he is Mr. Elevator. And they're in there looking at this guy's stuff. And he said, I'm going to let you in on something that's going to blow your mind. Did you know that 80% of all the elevators in the whole world do not have the closed door button actually wired? It was never even wired. They intentionally don't hook them up. That button there is one giant cruel tease. How's that for interesting? Mind blown. So the next time you're in your elevator stomping on that button, punching it as hard as you can, begging that door to close so that you get those 6 seconds of your life back, don't do that. The trick, he said, is just stick your arm out the door and bring it right back. The elevator sensor detects that someone walked on and boom, it immediately closes it. Or theoretically it will. How's them? That's something interesting.
That's not useless at all.
That's very useful.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. So for all you angry people in elevators, take a breath. Pushing that button literally is doing nothing. My hero for the day. My namesake. So Renaud is not a common name. Is that a fair statement? That is my last name, Renaud. Do you know what Renaud is French? Even though I have no French family. In fact, most of my family is English. At least on my mother's side. Which is really interesting because the English and the French hate each other. So I don't know how all this works out. But Renaud is pronounced Renaud in French, and it means the fox. I almost made it. I make videos. I almost did a video, what does the Renaud say? Because it would have, I don't know. Anyway. Renaud or Renaud Lesfort made the news on ESPN.com. His first name is Renaud, but I'm going to call him Renaud because I think he's French, and I'm pretty sure he pronounced it Renaud Lesfort. He hit a home run in softball unlike anything I've ever seen before. He swung backwards and absolutely crushed the ball. I have no idea if it was a game-winning shot. But look, he did something that I've never seen another human do before, and his first name is Renaud. What do you want from me? Of course he's going to be my hero. That's a no-brainer, right? You learned something new today.
Do you think that was his first time trying that?
I can't imagine it was.
I mean,
no.
like
you have to practice
there's
that
100
extensively.
other videos out there where
Yeah.
he stepped up to the plate and looked like an idiot because he tried
during
to
the
swing
game.
backwards.
I don't know. I don't know that he did it during.
I mean,
the game.
that's a pretty cool move if you can step up, swing backwards first try.
Dude, you want to talk about
Respect.
street cred? I can't help but feel like the name gave him some extra power.
I have no doubt.
Man. Yeah. So now that you know that my name means Fox, we probably need to work that into the show somehow. That's something to think about.
The Mid-Mo Sports Show, Monday 4 till 6 on ESPN 107.3.